life. I feel your
Welcome back to the Tstartalks Show, your guide to building strong and lasting relationships. In today's episode of the Tstartalks Show, we are going to be uncovering the 5 things, or rather, the remaining 5 things that makes you a toxic partner, and also how to avoid being a toxic partner. Remember, in the previous episode, I discussed about 5 out of 10 things that makes you a toxic partner, and I said I was going to discuss the remaining 5 in the next episode, which is what I am doing now. So in the previous episode, I said toxicity generally means anything that is harmful or unpleasant, and I also said human beings are imperfect, and we all strive for perfection. But toxicity is generally unacceptable, and it can also destroy love and relationships, whether the one you are striving to build or the one that you've built already. So we're going to be diving straight to the 6th point for today. So my 6th point on today's episode is abuse. Okay, that's just it. Abuse, any form of abuse, either verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, any form whatsoever, it indicates toxicity. If you do all these things in your relationship, I bet you're a toxic partner. Yeah, so either physical abuse, if you're the type of partner that, if you're the type of person that throws punches at your partner, you throw slaps at your partner, either at slightest irritation or prolonged irritation. What I mean by prolonged irritation is what I call once in a while something. Maybe you just slap your partner once in a while, you just decide to beat your partner once in a while when you feel offended, or slightest provocation, just anything, you just start dealing with your partner physically. You're a toxic partner. If you are the type of person that falls into the verbal abuse, you just you talk anyhow to your partner, you curse them, you bully them when things doesn't go your way, just talk to them anyhow, you guilt trip them whenever things doesn't go your way, whenever they say no to you, you just find yourself guilt tripping them. You just talk anyhow, you curse them, you are a toxic partner. Whether it's financial abuse, if you are the type that remind your partner you constantly remind your partner that they are wretched, they are poor, in a way that does not even push them to do more, to work more, to hustle more, but you just you demotivate them, you are a toxic partner. And also any form of toxic, any form, if you're the type of person that also you body shame your partner a lot, you don't like their nose is too big, their mouth is too wide, their eyes is too big, their head is very big, their hand is too small, their leg is you just constantly body shame your partner, you're abusing them, you are a toxic partner, and that's not right for any relationship. You know what to do? Get in touch with peace. Be a peacemaker. This is a very serious problem that can end a relationship. I also recommend, because they are fully justified reasons to leave when you abuse them. They are justified. I also recommend you need to be a peacemaker. I know it's not easy, and that's why you're watching the Tstartalks Show. Yes. You need to stop this. You need to stop abusing your partner. It's a toxic habit. It's toxic. It's toxic to your partner. Be a peacemaker. Be a peacemaker. Make peace with yourself and make peace with everyone. Yes, your partner is not someone you should abuse. No matter the age gap, no matter who your partner is, abusing your partner in any way, financial, emotionally, physically, that's toxic to them. Just be a peacemaker. Okay, so the 7th point on today's episode is you don't keep to your words. You might not know the implications of this behavior. You might not even know how big of a deal it is to not keep to your words. You know what? It means you're the type of person who will always break their promises. Your yes is no. Your no is your yes. You are even the type of person that can fix a date with your partner, tell them to come by a certain time, and then you end up keeping them up, stand them up. You are not going to show up. You can also be the type of person that that you tell someone, you tell your partner, wait there, don't worry, I'm coming to meet you there. If they can listen to you, you're not going to disappoint them because you're not going to show up. That's a serious problem. You should be able to say things that you mean, but then when it's time to render that help, you are just nowhere to be found. Why make that promise? Why keep them waiting? Why say something you can't even do? Your partner can't even rely on you. Anytime it even gets worse in the situation, in the state that you tell them something and they literally know that you are just joking because you can't even do it. You're just making a statement that you can't fulfill. No partner wants to end up with someone they can't rely on, someone they can't trust, someone they can't listen to, someone they can't hold their words dear to their heart. A good partner wants someone who says things, who do things just as they've said it. It's not so awkward. You can change this. What you should do is that you should learn how to say things that you can do. Say the things you can do. Don't say things. Don't just say things for the fun of it, or don't just say things to please your partner when you even know that you are not even going to please them to the end. Like, you are not going to eventually do that thing. You are just saying it to please them. Just mere words. It's not about telling them I promise you. You might not even say the word I promise you. It can just be, okay, I'm going to do this for you. Don't worry, I'm going to show up. Don't worry, I'm going to come around. Don't worry, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then when they hold it dear to their hearts, every time you just end up disappointing them. Every time. They can't rely on you. A good partner wants to hold your words dear to their heart. It can be fixed, yes. Just don't say things. In fact, it's better to make someone happy by doing unbelievable things they don't expect that you can do, rather than making promises of the things that you would never do. Instead of disappointing them, just tell them no. If it will eventually be yes, fine. Instead of disappointing your partner every now and then, it could even put them into a dangerous situation. The 8th point on today's episode of the Tstartalks Show is you always play the saint game. You always play the saint game. If anything that goes wrong in your relationship is never your fault, but your partner's fault, then you should really check yourself. Are you truly not at fault? Are you truly completely clean? In a situation whereby your partner is angry and still they are the reason why they are angry, they just suddenly got angry. Nothing caused it. Your partner is sane, right? And you're also sane. So if they react a certain way, it is because of your actions. You've done something to make them react that way. Be sensitive enough. You are also at fault. No matter how, your partner can't always be the one that is doing something wrong. Check yourself. If you are always playing the saint game, you did not do anything wrong, you are completely clean, you are completely perfect. Oh no, you are stressing your partner a lot then, if everything is always their fault. it shows that it indicates that you're a toxic partner. You are toxic. You are toxic to them. Because no matter how they even try to explain themselves to you, you never see any fault in yourself. You never see anything wrong you have done. It's normal to do something wrong. It's not abnormal. Because you have hurt your partner does not mean you are a bad person. You don't need to play the saint game. No, don't do that. You don't need to. Because you have done something wrong to your partner does not mean you are a bad person. So why are you so afraid of being at fault? It is not always your partner's fault. In fact, your partner can be wrong 99% of times or 99 times out of 100, but you would also have one thing you have done wrong. So in a situation whereby it is always your partner's fault, if everyone asks, if everyone asks you, are going to say your partner is at fault. You did this. He's responsible. She's responsible. She is at fault. She did that wrong. He did that wrong. I'm so sorry. You need to check yourself. You need to sit down. Take responsibility of your actions. Let your partner also take responsibility of their actions. In fact, most of the times you both are at fault. But you just don't realize. You just love putting the blame on one person to carry the burden of it for the both of you. If you are watching my show, the Tstartalks Show, this should never be a problem. Don't be afraid to take the blame. It is also your fault too. You both are at fault. You both have done something to make something happen. Take responsibility. Yes, your partner. If your partner could be at fault, but it is not 100%. It's not all the time. Your partner is not all. You are also at fault. You're not a saint. There is something you have done wrong, and it does not make you a bad person. Acknowledging that you have done something wrong to hurt your partner, acknowledging that your partner is reacting a certain way because of your actions does not make you a bad person. It makes you someone who is willing to maintain a healthy and sweet relationship that is, relationship that is both healthy for both of you, it's both healthy for your mental health. Okay, so the ninth point, I'm going to be moving on to the next point on today's episode. Okay, so right now I'll be going on a short break. Stay tuned to the Tstartalks Show.
And through this life, I feel your presence by my side. Every
ninth point on today's episode is you act too obsessed. You act obsessed. You are obsessive. I don't even know. That's just it. You are obsessive. You act obsessed. You can love, but you should not be obsessed. Don't be extremely possessive of your partner. Why would you be possessive, in a toxic, dangerous way? You don't even want to see anybody with your partner. You are overly suspicious of your partner. Once you see another gender with your partner, you think something is already going on. You see another one with your gender, another opposite gender with your partner, and you think something is. You are just overly possessive. You are too obsessed. If your partner loves you, they will stay. They will stay, of course. They will stay. There is no need to act overly obsessive. There is no need to be obsessed with your partner. You can love, but do not be obsessed. You can have access to your partner's phone. That's fine. But, if you start sending messages to the people your partner chats with, or to any chats that you feel it's suspicious, then you start sending them messages. No, you're acting obsessed. You shouldn't do that. If your partner wants to go, let them go. Don't tie them down. Don't force them to be with you. Imagine a situation whereby you are threatening your partner to be with you. You are threatening your partner that if they go anywhere, something is gonna go wrong. You don't want to do that. That's extremely toxic. And I also recommend if such a person wants to leave the relationship, they have fully justified reasons to not want to be with you. You start, sending them threats, threatening their lives because you claim that you love them. That's not love. That's obsession. You shouldn't be obsessed. Toxic. It will never make a relationship last. To be full of sadness, fights, disagreement, extreme disagreement. It's not healthy for a relationship. I don't recommend that. Don't be toxic. Don't be obsessed. You can love. Yes, love. You also need to be sure that your partner loves you. Once you are sure about that, you don't need to be obsessed. Love, but do not be obsessed. The last point on today's episode of the Tstartalks Show is, please don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, share my content. I would sincerely appreciate that. So back to the topic. The last point on today's episode of the Tstartalks Show, which is also the last point for this edition, is you destructively criticize your partner. That's it. You engage in destructive criticism. This is not healthy for a relationship. I know you want to correct your partner. I know you want to state your dislike or maybe something that you'd love them to improve on, but you also want them to listen to whatever it is you want to say. If you are the type that destructively criticize your partner, I bet you just they won't listen to you. It won't have any effect. You want to tell your partner, okay, let me say the cloth or the dress they are putting on is not just for you. You just don't like it. There is a way you put your words. There is a way you arrange your words to show that you genuinely care for them, you respect them, you respect their opinion, but you just don't like it. There is a way you express that. You don't need to beat around the bush. Don't put on a negative comment. The essence of you trying to correct them, isn't it for them to just change their dress or maybe not go for the same style again? If that's what you want as the end point, if you destructively criticize them, then you are not passing any message to them because they might end up not listening to you. Look at how you look like. Look at how you look like. Maybe like an animal. Look at how you look like this. Look at, stuff like that. Learn how to correct your partner constructively, in a way that they will want to listen to you, in a way that they will want to heed to your advice. If your partner is doing something you don't want them to do, there is a way you talk and they would also want to listen. They know that you genuinely care for them and it's not out of hatred, because you also want them to listen. If you are the type that that loves to criticize your partner destructively, then you are showing toxicity, and you wouldn't want that for a relationship. It could also end a relationship, or it could also make a relationship bitter. You would not want that too. If you are watching the Tstartalks Show, this should not be a reason why your relationship would end. If you are starting to make a point and you are coming off strong, like with a negative comment about them, they might feel attacked, and they shouldn't be. They are your partner. Learn how to constructively criticize your partner. And that's all on today's episode of the Tstartalks Show. I know you enjoyed it, right?
And through this life, I feel your presence by my side.
Okay, so I'd like to share my opinion I'd like to share my opinion about this. It's going to pop up next.
With all my heart, together for
Welcome back to the Tstartalks Show. I saw this exciting, or let me just say, I saw this stuff and I decided I'm going to share it here on my YouTube channel. Okay, so my opinion about this is that firstly, he said, this person said, I don't know if he's a man, oh yeah, it would be a man definitely. So he said their mother or our mothers endured. I feel like it's something more of how he grew up, because he definitely did something wrong here. It's more of how he grew up. He even had to say our mothers endured and our generation cannot endure. I'm so sorry. Like, for me to state the fact, I feel like not our mothers, let me say our mothers that had a fulfilling relationship didn't have to go through this. I think he has just generalized and thought that it was how our mother was able to survive, or maybe how our mothers were able to have a lasting relationship up to this stage. It shows that it was his own mother that had this, this stuff, and she obviously endured it. Our mothers that had a fulfilling relationship were treated right, they were loved, they were cared for. In fact, you see them saying sweet things about their husbands, how caring and loving they had. They didn't have to go through this. And it obviously shows his statement. How would it was, this is even part of what I was saying, that physical abuse, whether at the slightest irritation or prolonged provocation, something maybe once in a while thing, he gave his wife a correctional slap, and he still thinks that he's on the right, and it's just our generation that could not keep up with this. No, it's so funny. Like, he's toxic, man. It's so toxic. That's a toxic attitude right there. You could just know what his wife is going through to stay up to that extent. And I'm sure that's just what he is. But no, that's not how all men are. I think it's just because he grew up. He saw his father doing the same thing, and he thought that was how to treat a woman, and that was also how all men have been treating their woman, and they had to endure. No, not all men have treated their women like that. We have loving men. We have loving men. Okay, so that's my opinion on that. And that's all for today on let me share my opinion segment. If you are guilty of any of these 10 behaviors that shows that you are a toxic partner, it is time for a transformation. Remember, a relationship takes two to tango. You also have a part to play to make your relationship succeed and also be healthy. Thanks for watching the Tstartalks Show. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep building relationship that lasts. Until next time, stay connected.